My name is Jean Marie Bauhaus, but you can just call me Jean. So who am I and why should you care? It's actually a really good question. Anyway, I'm the author of 6 books. The one you're most likely to have heard of is called Restless Spirits. It's about a ghost hunter who gets killed in the line of duty and ends up haunting the house that she went to investigate in the first place. And if you want to read it, it's actually free at all of the major ebook retailers right now. And I'll leave a link to that in the about section below. I'm also a freelance editor and book formatter and publishing coach, and I blog at Publishing School about self-publishing. I'll link to that. 5 random facts about me. Fact 1, I like black coffee. I used to like sweetened coffee flavored milk, but I found out recently that I actually like the taste of coffee by itself. Who knew? Fact 2, I'm a crafter. I mostly knit and crochet, but I also play around with making jewelry and paper craft, and lately I've been getting into embroidery. This is one of my latest projects. Fact 3, I'm married to Matt, who goes by Heat in the Heartland here on YouTube, and you should check out his channel if you like hot sauce and hot peppers and foodie masochism. Fact number 4, when I was 12 years old, I was featured on the front page of my hometown newspaper for getting stuck in the community swimming pool. It's kind of a long story. There was this lip thing around the pool, and my knee went in, and I couldn't get it out, and they had to call the fire department. I was kind of a chubby kid. Fact 5, my all-time favorite TV show is Buffy the Vampire Slayer. I ship Buffy and Spike so hard. Spike. I met James Marsters at a convention once and I cried. That was embarrassing. So what's the deal with this here vlog? I've wanted to do a vlog for a long time, but I let a lot of things stop me. I hate my voice. I'm a total spaz on camera. I don't have good equipment. I don't have anything original to say, but who does? But that's what this blog is about. Getting past excuses. Not about vlogging per se, but about writing and really any scary creative endeavor that you keep putting off because you don't want to have to deal with the possibility of failure. But Jean, you might say, you've written 6 books. You're a professional content writer. You're a freelance writer with bylines all over the internet. Clearly, you don't have a problem with excuses when it comes to writing. Actually, I do, because here's the thing. I'm in a slump. I haven't finished a novel since 2012. That's 3 years between novels and counting. I mean, do I look like George R.R. Martin to you? Don't answer that. And while it's great to have written, if you're not in a continual state of actually doing writing, then that makes you a former writer. And if you keep talking about writing but you don't actually do writing, then that makes you a wannabe. Right now, I am a former fiction writer who has backslidden to being a wannabe. I mean, I write something almost every day. I still occasionally write professional freelance articles. I write blog posts. You know, I have 2 blogs I write blog posts for. I keep a journal. I write lists like crazy. So I can still call myself a legit writer. But my dream is not to be a full-time blogger or content writer or copywriter. My dream is to be a novelist, and that means I have to write novels. People have been after me for years to write a sequel to Restless Spirits, and I actually want to write a whole series based on that book. But I started a sequel last year, and I got about halfway through it and it just wasn't working. So I threw it out and started doing an outline, planning to start over from scratch. But since then, I have just worked on the outline here and there, and I haven't actually written anything on it, and that's been months. So on this here vlog, I'm going to be tackling all of the obstacles and the excuses that I tell myself for why I can't write this dang book. And part of it is just life. I've just been busy. My freelance business had picked up earlier this year, and I was just overwhelmed with editing projects and formatting projects. But There are a lot of other problems I'm dealing with. I'm having trouble finding space to write. There's a lot of distractions that I'm having trouble overcoming. It's just, and writing is just really hard. It's just really hard to do, to make a creative living. It's especially hard to fit in creative projects that you're not actually getting paid for, because there's a lot of guilt associated to doing what you just like to do instead of what you are supposed to do to pay the bills. And I'm not at the point yet where my fiction writing pays the bills. Maybe some of the stuff that I'm dealing with is also stuff that you're dealing with. Maybe we can figure this stuff out together and then write all the books. I also want to talk at times about stuff that other writers and creatives are struggling with. So if you have a question or something you'd like to see me tackle, leave a comment and let me know. People here on YouTube always talk about having a sign off at the end of their videos, and they are always super cheesy. So I'm just going to say, see you next time. That was still cheesy.